Pete Baker here. Now, I aren't a press button Pete, although I can do it using all the modern stuff. But this is the way we used to DJ in the old days. So I present to you now popular music from the 1890s to the present day.
You are now the owner of the latest His Master's Voice radio gramophone, and you have at your command all the treasures to be found on His Master's Voice records. To show you how lovely modern records sound on a modern radio gramophone, here are 4 extracts from records of varied character.
Madame Nellie Melba, born in Doonside, Richmond, Australia, was Helen Porter Mitchell. Married Charles Nisbet Armstrong in 1882, and just 4 years later she was performing to small audiences. Who would have thought, some 16 years later, she would have a career as a prima donna? In October 1902, she was engaged to perform 4 concerts in Sydney, Australia. 4 days before the first performance, £4,658 was taken at the box office. An unheard of amount in those days. Madame Melba first recorded on Bettini wax reels in 1895, and she started recording for HMV in 1904. Madame Nellie Melba died sadly of septicemia on the 23rd of February 1931. Some say due to facial surgery undertaken in Europe some years earlier. Holst's Planet Suites, written between 1914 and 1916. Performed here by the composer conducting the London Symphony Orchestra. Number 2, Venus, the Bringer of Peace. Beautiful. Holst's Planet Suite. From March 1912 to October 1928, this artist had 75 top 10 Billboard hits, 20 being number 1s.
And the angels, they grew low.
By the autumn of 1928, Al Jolson was performing his second talking film, The Singing Fool, Some Fool. Sonny Boy, number 1 for 13 weeks in October 1928. Third hits up to the definitive song of the Depression. That's Bing Crosby. Number 1, the 19th of November, 1932.
They used to tell me I was building a dream. They called me out. It was there all the time.
From the musical Americana, Bing Crosby.
I'm your pal, buddy, can you spare a dime?
Brother, can you spare me a dime? The riff based on the Tar Paper Stomp. Glenn Miller with his 22nd hit. His 6th number 1, although originally a minor hit for the Edgar Hayes Rhythm and Blues Orchestra. In the Mood. Glenn Miller in the Mood. His first hit in the UK was Heartbreak Hotel. It reached number 2. His cover version of Big Mama Thornton's Hound Dog, his 4th UK hit, made number 2. It took 10 hits before Elvis Presley had a number 1. On the 14th of June 1957, we were all shook up. The King.
Well, bless my soul, what's wrong with me? I met you like a man, and what the chill I got. Lips like a volcano that's hot. I'm proud to say that she's my buttercup. I'm in love. I'm all shook up.
A Around the time Elvis was topping the charts, four young lads were setting out on their very rocky and rolly road to stardom. Some 5 years later, the two top 20 hits, they made number one on the 18th of April, 1963.
If there's anything that you want, if there's anything I can do,
The Beatles.
just call on me and I'll send it along with love
From me to you.
to you.
Hot on the heels of the 1974 Eurovision Song Contest, ABBA made number one in the UK with their winning song on the 20th of April, 1974. ABBA, as they say, the rest is history. Waterloo, the first number one from April of 1974. Formed as far back as 1971. Queen, after only 3 top 20 hits, furnished us with what could be only described as a 6-minute opera. Bohemian Rhapsody voted in some polls as the best single of all time. Well, by the 1980s, album sales were their main concern, but these did bring some outstanding singles. And on the 14th of April 1984, their 24th top 20 hits, making highest position of number 3. Oh, I Want to Break Free proved they were not losing any of their quality. Sad to say, though, it would only be another short 7 years. Freddie Mercury would be no longer with us. Formed in the summer of 1992, Oasis shot to fame a mere 2 years later. Maybe, making number one on the 10th of September 1994, and remaining on the charts for a staggering 182 weeks. The following year, What's the Story Morning Glory made number one on the 14th of October 1995 for a further staggering 145 weeks. And that's not including reissues and the like. And this single, Don't Look Back in Anger, made number one on the 2nd of March 1996. Their second number one single. An already successful TV actress, at 20, Kylie Minogue shot to the number one spot. With the guidance of Pete Waterman, I Should Be So Lucky, 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 on the 23rd of January 1988. 33 hits and 5 number ones later, I Can't Get You Out of My Head shot to the number one spot on the 29th of September 2001. A hit for a total of 25 weeks. It seemed to redefine both Kylie and dance music. Kylie, Can't Get You Out of My Head. August the 19th, 2008. The date, the fame monstered its way to number one. The very different Lady Gaga. Poker Face was also a single and a number one around the same time. Lady Gaga, Poker Face, from 2008. There we go. Music from the 1890s to the present day. From Madame Melba to Lady Gaga. Pete Baker. Music through the decades. Hope you've all enjoyed these little snippets. See you around sometime. Thank you. Bye for now. Thank you, Lady Gaga. Bye. Madam Dame. Oh, no, stop it. Madam Dame, you tosser. From March the 12th to October Oh, no, it's not March the 12th. I did this, that's all. 1974. Oh. Perhaps I might have to do that one again. I Can't Get You Out of My Head. Shot to the #1 spot on the 29th of September 1992. That bastard. Gee,